Hi Empresses, welcome to my channel. This is Empress Abna. If you've not subscribed, please do. It's free. Just click on the subscribe button and you'll be notified of all the videos whenever I post them. Now I'm going to ask a few questions and then we'll delve into the topic for the day. So if you've been on this hair journey for a while, I'm sure you may have heard of the term protective style. Or has anyone mentioned that to you as a way of growing your hair long and healthy? Or have you been told that if you don't protective style, you will not retain length and you will not hit your length goals? Or have you also been told that protective styling is the best way to leave your hair alone? Well, I hope by the end of this video, some of these questions will be answered and you also learn the at least the basics when it comes to how to use these styles to actually help your hair retain the length and not necessarily boost the growth. So I usually say that protective styles do not make your hair grow any faster. And that is because the assumption is when we put in styles like box braids and weave-ons, we see a lot of new growth and we assume that it is because of the hairstyle, that's why the hair grew. It's not like that. Okay, our hair is growing. The challenge we have is usually the length retention. Okay, and that is preventing breakage and dryness such that our hair will be able to retain whatever length we gain. You'll be able to retain the length and our hair will grow longer and healthier. So basically, protective styling is whatever style you use to help you retain the length and especially to protect your ends so that you don't have breakage, and as a result you would be able to reap the benefits of your sweat. So let's get into the tips. The first thing is I have my book here. So choose a cost-effective style. Now I'm talking about cost effectiveness because most often we feel like we have to do a style that is elegant or a style that is in fashion or a style that is trendy just to keep up with the Joneses. And it turns out to be a bit of a stress for some people just because, for example, not less is the ish doesn't mean you have to jump on it. What if such a style is not good for you? Or what if that style is too expensive? Just because everybody is doing it doesn't mean you ought to also do it. Or another one is wigs. Like wigs are in season all year round, but of course you have to decide if whatever you're going to spend on it is, let's say, what will be gentle on your pocket, because we have different types of wigs, we have different brands, quality and price range. So you don't necessarily have to buy or purchase 1,000 cedis wig just to protective style. If you can afford a 50 cedi synthetic wig and it looks good on you, go for it. Okay, so choose a style that is cost effective. You do not want to waste or spend too much on a protective style just because everybody's using that style to retain length or to grow their hair out. Okay, and I'm talking about this because I've had a few customers come in with a preconceived notion of, oh, I was told that when I wear box braids my hair will grow, or when I wear weave-ons my hair will grow. You need to choose the style that is suitable for your pocket. Now, linked to this is also choosing a style that is suitable for the season or the weather. Now, when it comes to Harmattan, it's better to install box braids or styles that will allow you to apply your moisturizers and oils on your scalp compared to weaves and weave-ons or what we call, yeah, sew-ins. Okay, we call it weave-ons. That is because during the Harmattan the weather is dry and it's difficult to moisturize your hair with a weave-on. Wigs will be better, so you can roll your own hair and wear wigs. Cornrows with extensions would also be easier to maintain during the Harmattan. Now, when it comes to the rainy season, again, weave-ons may be of a challenge if you have a sweaty scalp and you get beaten by the rain. It's a double problem. But for the most part of the rainy season, you find that weave-ons do not leave your hair so dry compared to the dry season or the harmattan. And then boss braids are also easy. You're not sweating, so you don't really find it difficult to maintain. When it comes to boss braids during the harmattan, the size matters, and we'll be talking about size 2. So point number 3, after choosing the style, you have to look at the size of whatever you are using. If you are using kinky or canicolon or whatever style you are doing, be sure it's not too big and it's not too small, because based on my personal experiences, when you use these extensions, they tend to add extra weight, and sometimes you feel like your head is bulky, and sometimes you feel like it's really weighing down your head. That means that there's also pressure on the hair. So when you choose those styles, be sure to do something that will not feel like a burden on your head. Okay, and also the length. Yeah, look, it looks good, but how are you going to manage the length, especially if you are a nursing mom and then you have to probably lie down, breastfeed, or even sit and breastfeed? Some styles will not be suitable for you, like the long boss braids. Something short that you can hold up, something like ponytail boss braids that you can just hold up, not less that you can hold up. Okay, I do not even want those styles because I find that when I have to even sit against a wall, it's difficult because the knot is up there. It's just uncomfortable for me. So I prefer cornrows with my own hair, and my hair is doing very well with it. So when you choose the style, determine the length and the size, and that will help you get the best of the style. The next tip is avoid tiny and tight styles, and I'm linking this to even the styling, because sometimes you get the style done and they'll wrap it so tight that you can't even turn your neck. So the styles, for example, the tiny ones, you have to avoid them because they can really cause a lot of damage. If you have fragile edges like me, then you have to be extra careful not to get tight styles. Like, forget about the fact that they want to make it look neat. That's what they always tell you. Oh, your cornrow has to be neat and all that. Be careful, you damage your edges. Now, let me add this point. You also find that most of our hairdressers tend to neaten our hair. Like, they'll trim off the edges and then the hair. Be careful with that too, because when they trim off the edges, they are most likely trimming off your hair itself from the edges. So you take down your style, realize the edges are bad, and because of that, I avoid those kind of trims. Like, especially if it's cornrow with extensions, I do not go there. You don't even try. You may probably trim the cornrows downwards, but not the side, because you end up trimming your own hair, and they do trim your own hair off because they want it to look neat. Okay, so the next point is keep your scalp clean. Even though you're protective styling, remember that we have build up and sweat and everything coming on your scalp, so clean it. And I have some videos on how to clean your scalp when you are in boss braids or weave-ons or even wigs and cornrows. Okay, so keep your scalp clean. And then let me add this: do not overuse products on your scalp. Like, you do not need to oil your scalp every day just because you want faster hair growth. You're going to just cause a lot of build up. Once or twice a week is fine. And again, if you know that your hair growth is not dependent on the type of hairstyle you're wearing, then you would not end up using too much oils on your scalp because you think that is going to boost the growth. You want to boost the growth, but do not use it too much because you're going to just clog your pores and your scalp is going to have a lot of buildup. Okay, and I'm adding this again with whatever product you are using on your scalp. Minimal, and that is it. Then next point, this one is going to get a lot of okay, right. Moisturize and seal your style. Like, we all like the up and go. When I curl my hair, it's like, yay, I'm free. No, at least once a week, moisturize and seal your hair. Okay, I have videos on that. Moisturize your hair, moisturize your scalp, and just give that little attention to it. Just because you're in a protective style like buzz braid or weave on. And I talk about buzz braids because it's like the most common and popular, okay, for us here. It doesn't mean you should neglect your hair. It doesn't mean you should just leave your hair alone. Yes, we want to leave our hair alone by not manipulating it, but that doesn't mean we should also take care of our hair. And again, from experience, when you use a moisturizer and you still seal your hair, by the time you take down your hair will be so moisturized that you would be amazed, you'd be surprised, okay, how soft and how easy it is to even detangle your hair. But if you fail to do that, you're going to have a lot of dryness and you're going to have a lot of breakage when you're taking down the style. Now, again, choose a hairstyle that will not require frequent styling. And this is usually with regard to buzz braids and braids in general. People tend to restyle so often. And remember that if you stress your scalp, you're going to have issues if you keep on changing styles. And I'm talking about those who change weekly, okay? It's not really necessary. I have someone who like virtually changes her style almost every 3 days, and every time she takes down her hair, the edges are gone completely. And I tell her, you're protective styling, but then it's counterproductive because you are restyling and manipulating the hair and putting a lot of tension on your scalp, and your edges are suffering, okay? So be careful when it comes to restyling. Let me also talk about those with the sewing or the weave-ons. The brushing and the combing, we're always pulling and trying to style it and trying to make it look good. That can also create some tension on your scalp and can also be equally damaging. And then let's talk about the wig wearers, so we love that, be able to wear the wigs, but you have to pay attention to where you place the wig, because most often I ask people, do you use any styles? Do you wear extensions or braids or something? No, I don't. I can't roll my own hair. It's also a styling. Okay, whether you add extensions or not, it's a protective style. Whether you add extensions or not, when you wear bands, it's a protective style. So if you're going to even wear bands and keep on pulling so tight because you want that sleek looking band, you want your edges to be on fleek, you want to hold it so smooth and flat, you're just going to damage your edges, and you may even get headaches, okay? I know some people who do not even want to see a single strand of hair fly out when they do their bands. I mean, you end up just putting a lot of strain on your scalp. Okay, so let's watch out for that. Next one, don't keep your style for too long. Now this one, you will not get me there, but I know some who can keep their styles for as long as 4 months. Yeah, some 6 months, some 6 months to a year. And 90% of the time is usually the dreadlocks kind of extensions. And again, 90% of the time, people come back with zero retention. The hair is so damaged, they have to probably cut off a lot. It's a messy situation with those lock styles, especially for those with relaxed hair. So be careful when you're going for such styles. Like literally, I've had someone go from bra strap to like neck length just because of that style. She thought she was doing protective styling, and so by keeping it long, she's going to retain more. It's going to be of more benefit, and she's going to reap the benefits of keeping it for long. But after she took it down, she had to cut it, and it's heartbreaking, but you can't do much, because what happened was her new growth was fine, but the middle part was weak and the ends were okay. So what do? The center cannot hold, so she had to cut it. So if you're going for such styles thinking that, oh, it's going to be a long time before I redo my hair, think twice. Okay, next one, do not relax your hair the same day you take down your protective styling. Like, this thing has been said over and over again, and people still do it. Do not relax your hair the day you take down your style, and just don't. Most often the bends that we complain about is a result of that. And if you really want to enjoy your hair journey, avoid that. That's all I'm going to say. Avoid that. Okay, lastly, we are going to talk about what you should even do before a protective style. Be sure to deep condition. If possible, do protein treatment. Be sure to do pre-poo treatment. Be sure to clarify your hair. It will help a lot. Okay, so I guess I've talked a lot. I've tried to cover as many questions as possible, but if you still have more, you can drop them below, and yeah, I'll be sure to answer it. And a bonus one, when you're going to do your protective styles or whatever you decide on, be sure to have the appropriate product to maintain it. And I've mentioned this before, either a bonnet, braid spray, whatever it is that will keep your hair healthy, don't forget to do it. So yeah, stay blessed, nothing less. From Baby J and I, bye bye.